This is Nightline and I'm Muhammed, Ahmad Hamdan, and here are the top stories. Putra Heights pipeline inferno, over 200 premises and 305 people affected. And victims, property owners to be compensated, assures Prime Minister.
Mana ni lebuh raya elit menuju ke KLIA Putrajaya.
Good morning. We begin with this headlining story. The massive gas pipeline fire in Selangor's Putra Heights, Puchong, early Tuesday was fully extinguished 7 hours after it broke out. No deaths were reported in the 8 a.m. tragedy, which injured some 145 people. 67 victims are currently receiving treatment at various hospitals. The federal government has announced immediate assistance to those affected in the inferno, which damaged 237 houses.
Mana ni lebuh raya elit? Lebuh raya elit.
Menuju ke KLIA.
Menuju ke KLIA Putrajaya.
Dramatic visuals captured by elite highway users have been circulating widely on social media since early Tuesday morning, where a towering fireball spewing clouds of smoke could be seen from kilometers away, prompting the Petaling District Disaster Management Committee to classify the incident as a Level 1 disaster. Residents near the scene were left in panic as flames spread rapidly with intense heat and tremors felt across multiple homes. Several buildings, including a private school, also suffered damages, prompting the Selangor Fire and Rescue Department to launch a swift and coordinated response, rescuing trapped residents while setting up 2 temporary relief centers at Putra Heights Mosque and a nearby Hindu temple. 145 residents from Taman Harmoni and Kampung Kuala Sungai Baru sustained injuries. Authorities confirmed that while a nearby petrol station was spared, a 500-meter-long section of the main gas pipeline was damaged. The pipeline valve was shut off to contain the fire. As a precaution, 4 nearby petrol stations were closed temporarily. Those affected by the explosion have been evacuated to a temporary relief centre at the Putra Heights Mosque, where Nightline's Muhammad Nadir Azfar is ready to give us the updates from there. Nadir, can you tell us what's happening there at the moment?
Thank you, Muhammad. As you can see behind me, 8 efforts are underway for the victims here. They have been provided with food, refreshments, tents, as well as mattresses and pillows for their stay. According to the latest numbers provided by officials from the Social Welfare Department, JKM, 427 victims from 91 families have been registered at this relief centre so far, with more expected to arrive later. Now, earlier, I spoke to some of them about the assistance they've received and their experiences since being displaced.
Because I wake up on 5:50 something we also don't know what actually the time. Then wake up, we heard about the something like shaking. The thing come the ceiling or some ceiling come out, the smoke come out. So we scared. So we go down to the downstairs, hide underneath the table. Thought it's an earthquake like that. We don't know. So wait for about 1 hour. We can hear the voice Let's far away from there already. So only be there to come out. Take IC and phone only come up, quickly come out from the house only, and go to the assembly place. Just like that only. Then from there we continue, go to the Union Temple and then come back to here. Here everything surprise very good. Here. Food, everything surprise also very good. Water, everything. Give it a lot of things,
Kalau kamera boleh zoom in dekat belakang sana tu, those are the NGOs yang menyediakan makanan-makanan kepada kita. Setiap 30 minit sekali dia announce makan, 30 minit sekali makan. Semangat Malaysia boleh tu memang ditunjukkanlah bahawa kita memang bangsa Malaysia yang prihatin. Setakat ni saya rasa kita overflow kat sini.
Ya, alhamdulillah, saya bersyukur kepada ilahi, mak ayah saya selamat, Cuma abang sulung saya ada luka sikit, cedera melecur akibat letupan tu. Dia terbakar sebabkan bahang daripada letupan tu. Dia membakar dalam radius yang besar. Alhamdulillah rezeki orang Malaysia sangat baik, orang keliling sangat baik dan NGO dan semua yang membantu pun sangat baik bagi bantuan, makanan, kemah, tempat kubikel kemah ni. Alhamdulillah semua baik.
Many of those affected have shared that the aid provided by the non-governmental organizations, NGOs and JKM have been more than sufficient to ensure their comfort here. And we've been informed by the NGOs and volunteers that there is still a need for more non-food aid such as footwear, pillows and mattresses for the victims. And we've also just received word that the Education Minister will be visiting the teachers and students affected at this relief centre at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. That's all I have for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Nadir, for the report. Meanwhile, the devastating blaze which broke out on the second day of Eid al-Fitr has forced the closure of 2 residential areas within a 290-metre radius of the inferno. Authorities said the 2 areas will be classified as restricted zones and will remain off-limits until they are confirmed safe. Beyond residential properties, the raging fire also destroyed 365 vehicles, including motorcycles and a school bus. Most of the homes affected were completely gutted by the blaze. However, the incident occurred while many residents were away celebrating Eid al-Fitr in their hometowns. Victims who were rescued received initial treatment at Sungai Nurul Iman and the Sri Maha Kaliaman Temple before being relocated to a temporary relief centre at the Putra Heights Mosque Multipurpose Hall. The government as well as Petronas will provide immediate assistance of 5,000 ringgit to homeowners whose properties were severely damaged by the Putra Heights blaze. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim also announced that the victims of Tuesday morning's fire would receive 2,500 ringgit each. Visiting the site of the gas pipeline fire at Taman Putra Harmoni on Tuesday evening, the Prime Minister was briefed on the ongoing operations by the police and the Fire and Rescue Department. Anwar emphasised that the immediate priority is to ensure the affected area is safe, as well as focusing on recovery efforts, which may take some time due to the extent of the damage.
Jadi sekarang ni Petronas dengan seluruh pasukan kerajaan sedang bincang bagaimana kita mampu mengambil tindakan yang sementara tapi yang agak menusabah, kerana bila dia ambil masa setahun, dia tak macam banjir kadang seminggu, 2 minggu. Ini mungkin setahun atau lebih. Tetapi tanggungjawab memulihkan kawasan perumahan ni, perbaiki atau ganti, itu akan kita ambil sepenuhnya.
He added that the government is also planning to provide better temporary placement for the affected residents.
Apa yang perlu saya tanya pihak bomba, polis, balik bandaran, apa yang diperlukan tentu kita dapat sediakan. Asalkan jangan terjejas pemulihan kawasan dari segi keselamatan dan perumahan penduduk yang terkesan. Dan terima kasih juga kepada Datuk Kuasa Kuil yang memberikan kemudahan perubatan sementara tempat masjid, dan juga masjid yang dijadikan tempat PPS sekarang, pemindahan. Okay? Itu cara kita. Bila ada masalah, kita pakat semua, selesai. Sebab itu saya kata, kena baik dengan semua.
Meanwhile, of the 145 victims involved, 108 people are currently receiving treatment at government hospitals, while 37 others are being treated at private medical facilities. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad confirmed this after accompanying the Prime Minister's wife, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, to Sultan Idris Shah Hospital in Serdang to meet with the victims, where 28 patients are still receiving treatment, including 3 children. Aside from Sultan Idris Shah Hospital, 24 patients are being treated at Cyberjaya Hospital, 13 at Putrajaya Hospital, and 2 more at Ampang Hospital. Dr. Zulkifli assured that his ministry is closely monitoring the situation at all hospitals to ensure victims receive the best possible medical care.
Patient tidak ada yang di ICU, mereka warded di ward surgical, male, female dan juga pediatric, ya. Tidak ada pun seorang yang ada ventilator, semua tidak ada, ya. Dan of nature dari sudut injury-nya, ya, burn as a result of thermal injury pada yang dikatakan sebagai second degree.
Residents near the affected area have also been advised to seek immediate medical attention if they experience any ill symptoms such as difficulty breathing, headaches, hoarseness in voice and skin burns or irritation. Selangor Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Amiruddin Syakri said the initial investigation report on the gas pipeline fire in Putra Heights will be completed in 72 hours to determine the cause and those responsible. He said the full report would take more time as chemical and forensic assessments were needed.
Dan next step itu juga kita sedang menyiasat secara detail, terperinci apakah yang menyebabkan spark kebakaran ini berlaku. Dan ia memerlukan sedikit masa sebab kita pun dapat pelbagai pandangan-pandangan, ada pelbagai spekulasi-spekulasi yang dilontarkan. Biar pihak autoriti menyiasat dulu.
He said the authorities, including the police and the fire and rescue department, were conducting a thorough investigation into the incident. Amiruddin also assured that action will be taken against those responsible if negligence is found to be the cause of the pipeline blaze. Earlier, flames from the inferno reportedly reached over 30 meters into the air, while temperatures soared to more than 1,000 degrees Celsius. According to Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department Director General Datuk Nur Hisham Muhammed, immediate action was taken to shut off 4 main gas pipeline valves along a 32-kilometer stretch to contain the blaze. The affected valves were located in Dengkil, Puchong, Batu Tiga Shah Alam and Meru Klang. Petronas also initiated a natural gas release to control the situation as the fire involved 3 main pipeline valves spanning approximately 18 kilometers from gate valve 210 to 211 in Batu Tiga Shah Alam.
Sebagai contingency juga, kita juga telah mengarahkan supaya gate valve 209 dan juga gate valve 211 juga ditutup. Kerana kita dapati masih ada juga bacaan tekanan di dalam pipe yang sedang terbakar.
He explained that no direct firefighting efforts were carried out as the fire naturally extinguished itself once the gas supply was fully depleted. In the meantime, authorities have advised the public to stay away from the affected areas. Following the explosion, Petronas has shut off the valves connected to the affected pipeline. Petronas Dagangan Berhad, PDB, in a statement clarified that the incident did not occur at any of its stations, contrary to claims made in a viral social media video. However, the company has temporarily shut down 3 nearby petrol stations as a precautionary measure located in Putra Heights, on Kilometer 2 of the Damansara Puchong Expressway LDP and in Putra Bestari. It is also working closely with local authorities to manage the situation. Meanwhile, Gas Malaysia Distribution GMD, a subsidiary company of Gas Malaysia, stated that the explosion did not involve its facilities. In a statement on Tuesday, GMD said that it is continuously monitoring the situation and the impact on its users. It added that an emergency response team was immediately dispatched to the location after they were alerted of the incident. GMD also assured that its gas pipeline network and gas facilities remain secured, with all of the necessary precautions implemented. Five hospitalized after dog attack. The details when Nightline returns.
Kotor dan jijik, premis sembelih ayam langgar syarat.
Dia punya dokumen pemborong. Untuk borong ayam, kena ada lesen borong.
Pekerja asing ambil alih tugas penyembelih bertauliah.
Patutnya kena ada kat sini lah. Tengok pas kat apa, pukul 1 semalam. Tapi ayam dah sebelah.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui tonton.
Dengar sini bro, jadi hero bukan setakat swing kiri, swing kanan.
Everybody good?
Do me a favor though. Can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Pakai suit, lepas tu acah cool. Aksi kena gempak, tapi fikir dulu sebelum bertindak. Jangan sampai terjebak.
Don't do anything stupid.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Raya ke-6 10 malam. Indahkan memori Syawal di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui tonton.
Memori sebahagian daripada diri kita yang kekal abadi dalam relung jiwa.
Dan memori tersimpan rapi di sudut hati. Dalam bisu menjadi saksi segala.
Apa jua makna memori bagi anda?
Yang tersurat manis atau yang membias duka?
Semuanya terpahat di jiwa buat selama-lama.
Indahkan memori bersama MHI jam 10 pagi.
Stream secara langsung ditonton juga eksklusif
di TV3.
Ya sayang. Mak, mana Dwi ni atas Skyway? Lain solo je. Baru style lo. Duit raya, QR sini bro. Auto machine. Bunga api tak cukup letupan. Relax mak. Tahun ni bakal menantu join sekali. Satu kampung standby depan TV. Indahkan memori Syawal di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui tonton.
Welcome back. In Sabah, a woman was stabbed to death following marital issues with her husband in Kinabatangan. In the 8:55 a.m. incident, the 65-year-old local is believed to have been sitting in their living room when her Filipino husband, 75, allegedly charged at her with a knife. It is believed that the suspect had acted out of control due to pent-up anger stemming from their marital woes. The suspect had stabbed his wife in the neck area before their children rushed to hold him down. Kinabatangan OCPD Superintendent D. Ravi said one of the couple's children alerted police following the incident at Kampung Perpaduan Datu Ugi. The victim was later pronounced dead at the scene while the man was nabbed. A 35-centimeter knife believed to be the murder weapon was seized to facilitate investigation. The deceased body was taken to the Duchess of Kent Hospital in Sandakan for post-mortem, while the suspect was held for murder. A man who went missing after being swept away by a sudden surge of water at the Asahan waterfall in Jasin, Malacca was found drowned on Tuesday morning. The body of 27-year-old V. Yuresh was discovered by a member of the public near Sungai Lubuk, Kedondong, Tangkak at about 9 a.m. The incident occurred on Monday afternoon when the victim visited the recreational site with two of his friends. The area was struck by a sudden water surge and Yuresh was reportedly swept away by the strong currents after accidentally falling in. His two friends, aged 27 and 24, managed to escape to safety. Tangkak District Police Chief Superintendent Roslan Muhammad Talib said the victim's body was found approximately 800 meters from the location where he was last seen. Injuries were found on the body believed to have been caused by the force of the rushing water. The remains have been sent to Tangkak Hospital for post-mortem. In Kedah, 5 individuals were hospitalized after they were mauled by 2 Rottweilers in Kuala Ketil on Tuesday. Baling Police Chief Superintendent Azmi Mokhtar said that the 2 dogs escaped from their owner's home prior to the attack. According to Azmi, a patrol team was deployed to the scene to calm the situation and to meet with the dog's owner. Both dogs have since been confined by their owner, who has been instructed to hand them over to the Kulim Veterinary Department for immediate inspection and quarantine. State Health and Local Government Committee Chairman Mansoor Zakaria said he had instructed the Baling District Council to take swift action. All of the victims were sent to the Sultan Abdul Halim Hospital in Sungai Petani for treatment. World on edge as reciprocal tariffs deadline looms. These and more when Nightline returns.
Pasport? Check. Suit Spiderman? Tak kot. Kono nak healing, feeling dengan MJ. Sekali.
Put some clothes on. Go for a ride.
Nick Fury dan Roger? No escape, bro.
Fire all the drones now!
Spider-Man Far From Home, Raya ke-7 10 malam. Indahkan memori Syawal di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Memori sebahagian daripada diri kita yang kekal abadi dalam relung jiwa.
Dan memori tersimpan rapi di sudut hati. Dalam bisu menjadi saksi segala.
Apa jua makna memori bagi anda?
Yang tersurat manis atau yang membias duka?
Semuanya terpahat di jiwa buat selama-lama.
Indahkan memori bersama MHI jam 10 pagi.
Stream secara langsung ditonton juga eksklusif
di TV3.
Ya sayang. Mak, mana on the way ni? Atas skyway. Lain solo je. Baru style lo. Raya, QR sini bro. Auto machine. Bunga api tak cukup letupan. Relax mak. Tahun ni bakal menantu join sekali. Satu kampung standby depan TV. Indahkan memori Syawal di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Kalau berjaga 3 orang ni kan, Mak Jas selalulah kalau Mak Jas sembahyang, Mak Jas selalu doakan, Ya Allah, tetapkanlah iman aku, sabarkanlah hati aku ni, Ya Allah, kuatkan semangat, supaya kau biarlah aku sihat juga kan. Nak jaga yang 3 yang bukan senang. Mak Jas, dia tak ada duit, tak apa. Bahasa barang makan ada kat rumah. Kalau kita boleh tahan, dia tak boleh.
On to the foreign front. US President Donald Trump said Monday that his long-awaited reciprocal tariffs will be lower than those imposed by other countries. Speaking at the White House, he said the tariffs he is preparing to announce on Wednesday will be quote-unquote nicer than the trade policies of US trading partners. Repeating his frequent claim that the US has been taken advantage of by its trading partners, Trump said the measures would bring tremendous wealth back to Washington. His remarks came a day after he clarified that the tariffs would apply to all countries, dashing hopes that the measures might target only those responsible for the bulk of the US trade deficit. The tariffs set to be unveiled on April 2nd will be in addition to those already imposed by Washington on aluminium, steel and vehicles, as well as increased levies on all goods from China. Meanwhile, China, Japan and South Korea on Monday have agreed to jointly respond to Trump's tariffs. The statement was made after the 3 countries held their first economic dialogue in 5 years on Sunday, seeking to facilitate regional trade as the Asian export powers brace against Trump's tariffs. Following the meeting, Japan and South Korea will seek to import semiconductor raw materials from Beijing. China, on the other hand, is also interested in purchasing chip products from Japan and South Korea. All 3 sides also agreed to strengthen supply chain cooperation and engage in more dialogue on export controls. Beijing, Seoul and Tokyo are major US trading partners, although they have been at loggerheads among themselves over issues including territorial disputes. Authorities in Myanmar held a minute of silence on Tuesday to honor the victims of a catastrophic earthquake that killed more than 2,700 people. The country's military leader Min Aung Hlaing, who led the moment of remembrance, revealed that the death toll had reached 2,719 and is expected to rise to more than 3,000.
ပြောဆုံးကြောင်းသတင်းပို့တဲ့လူတွေကတော့တေးဖို့ဆုံးဖို့တော့တော်တော်များပါတယ်အခုလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့82နာရီကြော်လာပြီဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်တိတ်တော့မလို့တော့ဘူး
In the meantime, rescuers intensified their search of survivors using heavy machineries, with the latest survivor, a 63-year-old woman, pulled from the rubble of a building in the capital Naypyidaw 91 hours after the quake hit. Despite the intensified efforts, authorities said it was unlikely that they would find any more survivors. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization said currently hospitals were overwhelmed and that medical supplies were running out. Hospital was seen overcrowded with patients, including children, laying on basic metal beds in a crowded ward as their relatives sat beside them. Now in the Thai capital of Bangkok, the search for survivors in the rubble of a skyscraper that collapsed during last week's earthquake will continue as experts still have hope.
Experts still have hope, and I think we continue with hope that the rescue operation is still going on. Even we are in the 4th day already, but there are cases that maybe they survive 1 week, even 2 weeks, so we have to go on. Yeah.
Earlier, authorities reported that 6 human-shaped figures had been detected by scanners, but there was no movement or vital signs. Local and international experts were now working out how to safely reach them. 13 deaths have been confirmed at the building site, with 74 people still missing, with the country's death toll from the quake now stands at 20. Moving on, at least 4 people were killed and 7 wounded in an Israeli airstrike on Beirut's southern suburbs early on Tuesday, further testing a shaky 4-month ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. The attack came without warning and occurred a few days after a previous strike by the Zionist regime on Beirut's southern suburb of Dahir. The Zionist regime claimed it attacked a Hezbollah group member who had recently directed Hamas operatives and assisted them. The Zionist forces, however, did not offer any evidence for the statement. Switching to sports now, cycling the 2025 Women's Tour of Thailand, national rider Nur Aisha Zubir narrowly missed out on the podium in the second stage of the tournament on Tuesday. In the 105.5-kilometer race, which started in Wattanamakon and ended in Sakyao, 27-year-old Aisha finished 4th after being pipped to the 3rd spot by Jang Soo-ji of Sangju cycling team in the bunch sprint. Thailand national team rider Juttatip Manipan won the stage in 2 hours 42 minutes and 45 seconds, with Hong Kong's Lee Ziwing coming in a close second. Aisha's teammate Yong Zun-yi, who was 5th in the opening stage, and Nurul Nabilah Asri crossed the line 7th and 8th respectively. The 3rd and final stage on Wednesday will start and end in Sakyao, covering a distance of 70 kilometers. On to tennis, the 2025 Charleston Open. Katie Volinets defeated Canadian qualifier Catherine Sibov to reach the second round on Monday. The American needed less than an hour to complete a 6-love, 6-love rout of Sibov in the opening round. Volinets, ranked number 78, won all 12 games against the 26-year-old to register a double bagel on the Charleston green clay. Up next, she will take on fellow American Ashlyn Kruger for a place in the 3rd round. And football now. Manchester City were dealt a major blow on Monday with leading scorer Erling Haaland set for a spell on the sidelines after suffering an ankle injury as the season reaches its climax. The Premier League club confirmed that the 24-year-old was injured in Sunday's 2-1 FA Cup quarter-final win at Bournemouth. Having just scored his 30th goal of the season to level the tie, he was then hurt in a challenge with Bournemouth midfielder Lewis Cook. The Norwegian international is now a doubt for their semi-final against Nottingham Forest at the end of April due to the left ankle problem. City are currently 5th in the Premier League and battling to ensure a spot in the Champions League next season. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as visitors in central Tokyo braved this year's unseasonably cool weather and took their chance to stroll beneath cherry blossom trees in full bloom and take in the scenic view. With that, I'm Muhammed, Ahmad, Hamdan. Thanks for watching and stay safe.